already. So yeah. But I know that our days outside are numbered, so I want to like take advantage of every beautiful day we can. But it is what it is. We're on Zoom.
There it is.
Okay, I think everybody's back, so we'll get started. So we are going to work a lot on breath today. This practice is called Autumn's Breath. So I'm doing another training with one of my teachers, and this year has been a lot about breath for me because, you know, it's a great way to change our kind of state of mind, really. So when I say that changing your breath can change your life, it's really not an understatement, because our breath really affects how we feel. So depending on if we're not breathing properly, we're going to feel more tired or more anxious, or, you know, it's going to compromise our health in so many different ways. And if we're not breathing through our nose, that's another issue. And I know it's hard if we haven't been breathing through our nose to do so. But it's one of those things, if we don't use it, we lose it. So the breathing through the nose actually releases certain chemicals that help keep the nasal passages open. And if we're breathing through our mouth a lot, we're going to start getting more like inability to really breathe effectively through our nose. And just kind of thinking this idea of autumn, it's my favorite time of year, as you guys know. So it's this time of like the harvest and the abundance and really kind of receiving the good, right? So it's like taking in the good. So when we breathe today, I want you to kind of have that sense of receiving, rather than like, we can really get really what I call gaspy with our breath, like we're like really taking it in forcefully. And to change our physiology and to create more of a relaxation response in the body, we need to be able to breathe in more subtly and softly. So when we talk about deep breaths in yoga, it's not like a dramatic deep breath. It's more like a slow kind of receiving that breath in, because we actually can take in more air if we go slowly and softly than if we do that kind of gaspy breath. And then equally, fall is about this kind of letting go. You know, nature's letting go, leaves are letting go. So when we exhale, that's the releasing breath. So I always think of breath as a cycle, right? We inhale and then we exhale. So that's a cycle, just like nature follows a cycle. So spring is kind of like our inhale. Summer is like the top, and fall is like an exhale. It's like the world breathing out. So we can kind of think of that in our practice today. So we're going to come on our backs, and you can support yourself just very simply for this. We'll do a short breath practice in the beginning. We're going to do a longer breath practice at the end. So maybe a pillow under your head, blanket under your knees, and I'm going to mute everybody in a moment and we'll get started. And I apologize, my earbuds lost their charge, and I hope you guys can hear me okay. Okay, everybody's muted. If you want to start music, you're welcome to. And go ahead and come on your back. And another apology is that I've got a shadow today because the sun is coming in through the window. Unfortunately, I can't do another orientation because of the shape of my room, so I'm going to be in the shadow for a little bit. Okay, so taking a couple of moments always to settle, because the more the body relaxes, the more natural our breath can be. So we're going to be doing a breath practice at the end of class, and I'm going to call home breath. So it's like coming back to home, coming back to yourself, home base. So initially, we're going to not spend as much time, so I don't want you guys to fall asleep at the beginning of class. So take just a couple moments to let your body relax, let your tissues relax and soften. Because the more tense we are, the more restriction in our tissues, the harder it is to have those really relaxed, slow breaths. And then starting to have a sense of allowing yourself to receive the breath rather than grasping, taking, forcing the breath. So what changes for you when you think, I receive this breath? I receive the breath as like a blessing, as a gift. And as you exhale, think about releasing, letting go, equally soft. So sometimes we kind of force that exhale out, or we rush it. So see if you can stay present for that exhale phase and let it be really complete and soft. We'll just take a couple more moments here and just keep that attention, that awareness on your breath. So the yogis have a word in the yoga philosophies for this idea of really grasping at things. It's called a parigraha. Parigraha refers to the kind of the opposite of non-grasping, not taking, not forcing things, not hoarding things, but trusting that there is enough, trusting in abundance, having appreciation. So have an appreciation for receiving this breath, because our breath is our life. And in the physical practice today, we'll work a lot in the area of the rib cage. We'll do lots of rhythmic movement in the area of the arms, shoulders, chest, just to keep the breath flowing. So if you've got any elevation in your body or a pillow under your head, we're going to start to take those items out so that we can take a full body stretch. So on your next inhale, go take your arms overhead into a full body stretch. And then as you exhale, let's bring the right knee in and give it a good squeeze. Hold it in for just a moment, staying with that sense of receiving the inhale into a soft belly. And then as you exhale, maybe pull that knee in a little bit closer. Stay with that one more breath. And then from here, keep your left hand on your knee or your shin. Take your right arm out to a T. We're going to come in and out of a twist a few times. So we're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to twist over to the left, look to the right. And then inhale back to the center and twist again. Exhale, twist. We're going to repeat a few more rounds, just being very rhythmic. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. On your own, let's do 2 more. Now this next time, as you come into the twist, we're going to roll all the way over to the left hip. Let the left arm come down to the ground and take the right arm, make a big circle over your head and drape that arm over your ear until your right knee comes all the way to the floor, and let that right arm start to drop towards your left arm. We're in a twist where our chest is starting to roll toward the ground. And then inhale, circle it back open. And then we're going to do that 2 more times. Exhale, circle that top arm over your head. Roll your chest toward the floor. We're opening the back of the shoulder blade. 1 more time. Inhale, open up. And exhale, come into that twist. And inhale now. We're going to go all the way back to the center. Even yourself out and take a full body stretch. Good, same thing other side. Left knee draws into the chest. And we'll hold it for a few breaths. So take an inhale into the belly. And exhale, pull that knee in. Full exhalation. Hold it here another cycle. Good, and then we're going to release the left arm out to a T. Right hand stays on the shin or the knee, and let's take a few rounds of the twist. So inhale, exhale, twist. And you're just going to go in and out as far as it feels good for you. And just repeat that on your own a few more times. That's it. And now this next round, go ahead, stay in that twist. Let that leg come all the way over. Let the right arm come to the ground. Left arm circles over your head. Your fingers could stay on the ground. And roll your chest toward the floor. Your head might even lift up. And then come back to the start a little bit. You don't have to go all the way. And then go back into that twist. One more like this. And then we're back all the way to the center. Take a full body stretch. Both knees come in and give them a good squeeze. And then we're going to hold both knees into the chest for a few breaths. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, draw those knees in. One more time like this. And then set your feet on the ground. Walk your feet apart as wide as the mat. And then we're going to let the knees drop into center. It's called Constructive Rest. If it doesn't feel good to drop your knees in, keep your knees hips distance apart. We're going to put our hands on our rib cage. And we're going to see if we can draw the breath into the ribs. So as you inhale, see if you can get the ribs to expand and you'll feel your hands slightly move apart. Still also pulling breath down into the belly. And as you exhale, the ribs soften back in. We're going to take 3 more breaths here, feeling into your rib cage. One more cycle. And then go ahead and release. And we're going to roll to the side and go ahead and come on up into a seated posture. And feel free to sit up on a prop. Let me seated for a little bit. Okay, first thing we're going to do is a little rib cage massage, because all the tissue under our rib cage, again, when it's constricted, tight, and that happens, just stress, lifestyle, that can inhibit that movement of the rib cage that we were just exploring. So we're going to take your hands, and you can either use the webbing between your thumb and your index finger around your rib cage. Some people find that hard on their hands, so if that's the case, you can kind of use your fists and rub, your knuckles and rub. I like to do the hands, the thumb and index finger webbing, because you can get a little deeper in between the bones. So start toward the top of your rib cage, and you're just going to massage. So you're just going to massage that tissue between your rib cage. Sometimes it's really sore in there, and that can indicate a little bit of the stagnant energy that I always talk about. So we're bringing some blood flow in there, bringing some circulation in. And you'll work your way down toward the bottom of your ribs, a little bit at a time. That's it. And then go back up, keep massaging that tissue. Notice for any soreness. One more time, going down and going up. Good. Okay, just shake your hands out and let's wrap the palms together and get them nice and warm. And then we're going to put the hands back on the rib cage. Just kind of feel the warmth of your hands softening that tissue, and then try to breathe into your ribs again. So you feel them expanding as you breathe in and breathe out. All right, so go ahead and release that. Let's inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Interlace your palms, press those palms up. We want to get as long as we can here. And then release your right hand down to the ground. We're going to walk it out into a little bit of a side bend. And we're going to kind of open and close this twist. So bring the left arm out to the side. And as you inhale, turn open toward the back. And as you exhale, kind of bring that hand forward on a bit of a diagonal. And we get a nice stretch through the back, through the ribs, through the shoulder. Inhale, open up, and just repeat that. Exhale. Looks like you're going to bring that left palm to the right palm. 2 more rounds. Inhale, we open. Exhale, a little bit of a twist with a side bend. 1 more time. Good. Now we're going to stay here and bring the arm more over the ear. Open the chest. Turn the chest open. And let that elbow be bent. Let the arm kind of drape over your ear. Push into your right palm to help ground your left sit bone, which will help fan open this side body a bit more. And then breathe into those top ribs. Try not to turn your chest downward. We want the chest facing open toward the front. Good, and then from here, we're going to circle around to the front and come into a bit of a forward fold. As you come into the forward fold, see if you can maybe breathe into your back ribs. And slowly start to walk yourself up. And let's do that on the other side. So left hand comes out, walk it out, reach that arm up. And then as we inhale, we open to the back. And as you exhale, flow forward. Right hand starts to reach for the left hand and repeat. Inhale, open. Exhale. One more round like this. Good, and then we're going to bring that arm up, drape it over your ear, let the elbow bend, let it be soft. Push in your left hand, ground that right sit bone to open up the rib cage a bit more. And then breathe into those top ribs. All right, release, walk it around to the front and come into a little bit of a forward fold. Remembering to receive the breath. All right, walk it back up. Switch your legs so that the opposite shin is in the front. And inhale, reach the arms out nice and wide. And as you exhale, cross your arms in front of you. Give yourself a big hug. And we're going to try and pull the shoulder blades apart. So use your hands, pull the shoulder blades apart, feel an opening in the back of your heart space. And take an inhale, lift up, and exhale, hinge forward any amount. And you can even let your spine round here, let your head drop, and the gravity of your hands, the weight of your head is going to help open the back of your heart. And then breathe there. On your next inhale, we're going to come up and take those arms wide again. Cross the opposite arm on top one more time. Try to pull those shoulder blades apart with your hands. Lift your chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, start to round forward. Let your chin come in. So you want a little bit of rounding here. That gravity helps pull and open the back of the heart, the back of the ribs. And then when you're ready, slowly starting to come up. Release the hands back behind you. Make tense with your fingers, and we're going to lift and open the heart space. Really open the collarbones, open the shoulders, back of the neck long. One more breath. And then slowly release. And we're going to come around into our tabletop pose. All right, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to take a few rounds of just circling our hips around a bit. So we're focusing on nice, slow, soft movement today so that the focus could be more on the breath, and then circle the other direction. Sometimes when we move too quickly, it's a little harder to keep that focus on our breathing, because we're really focusing then on keeping ourselves stable. When we move slower, we can feel more stable. Come back to tabletop pose, hands under shoulders, and we'll do our cat-cow. So take an inhale, exhale round with that feeling of opening up your back. So push through your palms, feel like you're spreading your shoulder blades apart from each other. And then as you inhale and arch your spine, the shoulder blades kind of pull in towards each other. Exhale and round. Couple more cycles on your own. You follow the inhale, exhale to completion. Last round. And then we're coming into child's pose, knees wide, move your hips back, and either stacking your hands under your forehead or reach your arms forward. While you're here, letting your tailbone get heavy, breathing into your back body. I have to keep remembering I don't have a mic today, so if I have my head down, you might lose my voice. So I'm going to try to remember not to do that. Okay, from here, we're going to do a lift and lower of the head and chest. So either your hands are under your forehead or forward is more challenging on the shoulders. I'm going to do under the forehead for a little bit softer version here. And then we're going to inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze, almost like a little baby cobra, arch your back. Try not to kink your neck too much. And then exhale, soften back down. Okay, go ahead and just do that a few more times. Inhale, you lift up like it's really a soft pulsation, and then soften back down. I want you to do that a few more times. Inhale, lift up, see if you can work on your back strength here. So feel your back muscles contract, and then relax down. So just two more like that. And then from here, we're going to come back up in the table. If you have blankets down, you can go ahead and take those off. Keep it nearby in case you want padding under your knees, because we are going to do some lunging today. Okay, when you're ready, let's come up into a downward facing dog. So lift your hips up, push through your palms, and just go ahead and bend one knee at a time. Take a little bit of a slow pedal. And then walk your feet apart about as wide as your mat. Bend your knees and start to walk your hands back towards your feet till your heels are grounded. And come into a forward fold with your knees bent. Let your head come down. And then next inhale, let's rise all the way up. Slowly reach your arms up. And then release. Hands to your heart. Good. All right. Coming into your mountain pose, let's stand with the feet just a little bit wider than the hips. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And then as you exhale, we're going to hold onto your right wrist, and we're going to come into a side bend. We're going to let the elbows stay bent. Sometimes we straighten the arms. I want the elbows bent. And then we're going to turn the right palm up toward the ceiling. Hold the pinky edge side of your hand. Bend your knees a little bit. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, side bend a little more. Try to straighten your arms to the side. And then inhale, come out like part way. Exhale, reach, try to straighten those arms. Inhale back. Exhale. One more time. Then hold it and feel that stretch of the tissue through that right side. Good. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, release the arms down for a moment. Hands on the tops of your shoulders and roll the shoulders out a little bit. Reverse it, go the other way. Okay, let's do the side bend on the other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hold your left wrist, elbows bent, turn your palm up. Make sure you're really grounded in your feet, a little bend in your knees. Inhale, as you exhale, side bend to the right. Try to straighten those arms any amount. And then inhale, part way out. Exhale, reach. Okay, a couple more like that. One more time. And then hold it here. Breathing into that left side. On your next inhale, coming back up through center, step your feet in so they're just about hips distance and fold forward over your legs. Inhale to your halfway lift, hands up on your thighs. Exhale, folding forward. Chin comes in as you fold, and then let's inhale, reach those arms all the way up, and exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Let's do two more half sun salutations. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Chin comes in. And inhale, rising up. Exhale, hands to your heart. One more time through. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, we're coming all the way up last time. And then hands to your heart. All right, make sure blocks are at the top of your mat. I'm going to go side view now. So we're back in our mountain pose. Inhale, reach those arms up. And as you exhale, fold hands to blocks. And those blocks under your shoulders. Inhale, lifting your chest, right foot steps back. Move your blocks back and we drop down into our lunge. So feel free to pad that back knee if you need that cushioning. And then we inhale, reach the arms up. Good, pause here, get stable. So we root down into our feet, hug our hips in. And we're gonna inhale, open up a little back bend. And as you exhale, we're gonna sweep the arms forward and back behind you, let your chin come in. And repeat, inhale, come up. A little back bend perhaps, and then sweep those arms forward, chin comes in. 2 more like this. One more time. So repetition, really calming for the nervous system. And then this next time, inhale, arms up, and then hands down to your blocks. Option to keep that back knee down, or if you want to be a little more active, you're going to take that knee and lift it off the ground. Push in your palms, turn your elbow creases forward, reach your heart forward. And then we're going to open into a twist to the left side. So as you inhale, left arm opens up. Try not to twist your hips, just your torso. And then exhale, and you're going to like fold towards your leg a little bit. Repeat, inhale, open up. Exhale down, fold. And again, inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. All right, from here, push in your hands. We're going to step that back foot forward and fold over your legs. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up. And exhale, draw your hands to your heart. Good, side 2, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold forward. Hands to your blocks, step your left foot back. Move your blocks back. And initially we're on that back knee, so pat it if you like. And then let's go ahead and do those kind of flowy lunges. So arms reach up, get stable first. We're gonna lift up our rib cage, try to touch the ceiling, and then inhale, and as you exhale, sweep it forward, arms reach back behind you. Good, inhale, come up. Receiving the breath, exhale, let it go. 2 more like this. Last one. And then we inhale, reach the arms up, and then hands to blocks. Option to lift that back knee or keep it down, your choice. All right, and then we're twisting to the right this time. So inhale, right arm opens up into a twist. And as you exhale, just a little bit of a folding downward. And then repeat. Inhale, open up. Exhale, release. 2 more like this. Last round. And then tall on your arms. See if you can step that back foot forward and fold over your legs. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pausing here for a breath. All right, next inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale to your halfway lift, and then step back, plank pose, top of a push-up, and lower all the way down to your belly. Good. Inhale, cobra pose, lifting your chest. And exhale, release. We're going to do 2 more cobras. Inhale, lift up. Exhale down. And this time, hold it, lift up. See if you can hold it, keep your elbows bent. Hug the elbows in, pull the palms apart, lift your chest. Try to pull forward from your low belly through your heart. Chin level with the floor. And release. Good. Press to tabletop pose. And move it back, child's pose. Take a few breaths there into your back body. It's weird, I just looked at the clock and realized like how late it is already. I was like, well, that seems odd. I felt like we were just like starting class. I'm like, it's 10:40? Can't be. We're gonna do one more standing sequence, guys. We gotta make sure we leave time for this breath practice. So let's come back up, downward facing dog. And walk your feet forward, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, reach those arms up. Actually, I think we started a few minutes late because we were waiting, so maybe we'll go a few minutes past 11. Okay, I'm going to repeat sort of what we did, but we're going to change it up a little bit. So we're going to inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands to blocks. As you inhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. This time we're going to stay on the ball of the foot. We're not going to drop the knee, but do move your blocks back under your shoulders. Your front knee bends, your heart reaches forward. Try not to kink your neck. You take an inhale here, and as you exhale, straighten that front leg and hug the outer hips in so that we stay toward the midline. And then repeat that. Bend the knee, inhale forward, and keep the back heel reaching back. And as you exhale, straighten. Fold over your leg. One more time. Next time, bend your front knee, spin the back heel down, and take the top arm and reach it up. So we're kind of like in side angle pose. You're going to keep that block under your hand, top arm reaches up. Pause there, and then see if you can take the top arm, reach it over your ear. Press into your back heel, firm that leg, and see from that anchor point if you can reach through the top arm a little more. Good, and now we're going to straighten the front leg, coming into triangle pose, and keep reaching through that top arm. And then let that top arm drape over your ear, the arm be soft. Push through your bottom hand and push your top rib cage up toward the ceiling a bit. You get like a bow shape in your body, and that really opens that top rib cage up. On your next inhale, take that arm up, bend into your front knee, and come up to warrior two. Lift your chest, reach out through your arms. And then cartwheel your hands down to your blocks, spin onto the ball of the back foot, and step forward. Fold over your legs. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's do that again. Other side, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chest, step your left foot to the back of your mat. Move your blocks back, and we go in and out of that, straightening the leg. So bend the knee, inhale. Exhale, straighten that leg, fold a little bit in. Keep your outer hips drawing in, inner thighs. Inhale forward, exhale back. Again, in repetition, inhale forward, exhale back. One more time like that. Good, now we're going to bend into that front knee. We're going to spin onto the back foot. I'm going to be turning around. And we're coming into that side angle position. So block stays under your shoulder and then open that top arm up. That's it. Front knee stacked over the ankle. And we're going to really anchor into the back leg. Push the foot into the ground, find your heel rooted, and then take that top arm over your ear. And from that anchor point of your back leg, reach more through your top arm. You really want to lengthen that side body. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. Try not to lock your knee. We're going to press through the ball of the foot. And then let that arm drape over your ear. From there, pushing into the bottom hand, lift your top rib cage and breathe into that top rib cage. Next inhalation, top arm reaches up, bend your knee, warrior two. Reach out for your arms. Good, and then hands come down to the blocks. We're going to spin onto the ball of the back foot and step it forward and fold over your legs. Inhale, reach those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Take a nice full breath here. And then inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale to your halfway lift. Step back, downward facing dog. And then we're going to bring the knees down and go ahead and take another child's pose. Go ahead and take 2 more breaths where you are. After your second breath, we're going to start to come up and you're going to find your strap. We're going to be standing on our knees, so you might want padding there under your knees. And we're going to just fold your strap in half, so it's a little shorter, and take it behind your back. And I want you to turn your palms so they face forward. When we turn the palms forward, it opens the collarbones, opens the chest, which is what we want. Hold about maybe shoulders 6 distance apart with your hands. Try not to lock your elbows and start to pull on the strap. And as you pull on the strap, you'll feel more opening in your collarbones, opening in your chest. Now, if you want to go a little farther here, coming into a little camel pose, start to pull the palms apart with a slight bend in the elbows. Lift the heart toward the ceiling. Keep your neck from kinking back. Breathe into the front of your heart. And then release. Good. Okay. Now we're going to take the strap and open it up so it's in that wide position, and you're going to put it down on your mat. Try to have an equal tail on both sides. And then we're going to put our shins over the strap. So you're kneeling and the strap is pinned under your shins. And then you're going to hold both ends of the strap. Turn your palms forward so that we're opening the shoulders, opening the collarbones. Your shins are going to keep pinning that strap down, and you're going to pull the strap apart. So you feel a nice stretch across the arms, the chest, the shoulders. Maybe turn your elbow creases a little forward. That helps bring the shoulder blades in. And then you can stay there, or again, find a little camel pose. As you come into camel, pull the tailbone down, lift the front of the abdomen up, pull the strap apart. We're strengthening the back, opening the front. And when you're ready, slowly release. Good. And then we're going to take that strap out. And once again, come into a child's pose. Let go of all that work now. Couple more breaths here. Okay, we'll come into a seated posture once again, and you might want to have your pillow or your blanket to sit on. Let's do a couple seated postures, and then we're going to find our way into that supported breath practice. And come into bound angle position, soles of the feet together, knees apart, lift your chest. Pause there, and let's turn the palms up on the knees. It's a little more of a receptive gesture. You feel open in the palms, open in the heart space, soft belly breath. If this isn't comfortable on your knees, feel free to take another position. Try to be on the tops of your sit bones here initially. One more nice receptive breath. And then from here, take those arms out wide like we did in the beginning. Right arm on top, give yourself that big hug again. Try to really reach back, grab your shoulder blades, pull them apart, lift your chest. You can stay here or take an inhale, and as you exhale, starting to come forward like we did in the beginning, but now we've got the bound angle. And let your head drop, breathe into your back. And you might do a little sway side to side here. Looks like you're going to twist toward the opposite knee. Feel that pull on the tissue in the back of the rib cage, the back of the shoulder. We're going to come back up. Inhale, reach those arms out. Left arm on top, big hugs. Reach back, grab those shoulder blades, pull them apart, lift your chest. Remember, you can stay here if you feel like this is enough, or start to come forward. Let your chin come in, let your spine round, and then sway a little bit if you like. You might feel this deep in the thoracolumbar fascia that connects our rib cage to the back of the pelvis. And then release, slowly come up. Take your arms back behind you, make tense with your fingers, push into the ground, open, lift your heart. Good, and then release. Use your hands, draw your knees up. And then take one of your other blankets. We're going to make a roll and put that under the backs of your knees. We take a little bit of a gentler forward fold, legs out to the side a little bit so there's space between. So we don't want a big straddle, but just enough, maybe outer hips distance, blankets distance here. Take a moment, pull your sit bones back and slightly apart. And this will help your pelvis tip as we come into the forward fold. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, fold softly over your legs, bring your chin in, let your spine round. And we're going to repeat that. Draw your belly in, come up partway, and then lift your arms, reach your arms up. Exhale, flow those arms down, almost like we did in our lunge. Let the chin come in, let the body soften. Inhale, partway up, belly is toned. Let your back be strong as you lift those arms up. Good. One more time. Exhale, folding forward. Chin comes in. Now we stay for a few breaths. Think about your pelvis and tip your sit bones back, which is going to bring your heart a little more forward. And then let your head release. So what we don't want is the tailbone tucked under and the sit bones tucked under, because that's going to be not so good on our lower back. So if we can take our sit bones and stick our booty back, it helps lengthen the lower back in this position. And then let your arms be soft. You can let them even come to the ground. Let your head go. Looks like you're letting go of all effort now. But see if you can still stay with a soft breath. Even as you're in a forward fold, so there's a little more compression. You might breathe more into your back body. We're going to take 3 more breaths. Whenever we breathe into our back body, it's very therapeutic, calming for our adrenals. Prone breathing, also something they're using on COVID patients. We're going to slowly start to walk up. Walk your hands up your legs, and we're going to pause at the top and take a moment. Let yourself feel the after effects of that little practice of forward folding. Okay, so we're going to set up for our breath practice now. So you're going to need those 2 bed pillows or your yoga bolster. And if you have, what you could do is elevate it. So it depends on how squishy your pillows are. You might not be able to do that. If you had like 2 bolsters, you could do 2 bolsters, or you could take like, I'm taking a square pillow underneath it, and that gives you a little elevation. What I'd like you to have is a little elevation. That makes it easier to do this breath practice. So find something that you can elevate slightly, and then something for your head. So a pillow also for your head. Okay. And you can even put the blocks underneath the pillows. That works as well. Okay, and then if you want, you can have that second blanket underneath your knees. So you can roll it up, fold it up, and give yourself a little support that helps relax your lower back. Now, before we recline back, we're going to take a moment and scoot your sit bones forward, out from under you a bit, which will lengthen your lower back. And then as you come back, really kind of feel like you're lengthening your spine toward the bolster. Make sure your back ribs are catching on the edge of your support, whatever you have, but your low back is not on it. Otherwise, it becomes a little too back bendy. And then adjust your head pillow so that it's not under your shoulders, only under your head. And let your arms be face up, palms up, if that's comfortable. If this is too much, you can also put your hands on your body. Now, first few moments, taking time just to settle into this position. This is the home-based breath practice. So have a sense of coming back to yourself, coming home to yourself, coming home to the breath, and receiving the breath. Let the exhales fall out softly. Follow the exhale to completion if you can. Allow your neck to feel relaxed. Just keep noticing the breath, noticing the expansion of the inhale and how your body releases and grounds on your exhale. allow yourself to really settle into sensation. So rather than be up in our minds thinking, see if you can be focused on what you're feeling, what you're noticing in your body as it breathes. Notice if there's choppiness on your inhale or your exhale. And which one is kind of more pronounced. So for me, that exhale phase is often a little choppy. So I've got to be really deliberate, slow, and soft. I even put a little restriction in the back of my throat. So a soft ujjayi as I exhale to help control the exhalation. So you can play with that if it feels right for you. Notice the movement of the breath in your body, in your chest, in your ribs. And allow your mind to have a sense of floating on this sensation. The mind is just very soft, being supported by your breath. Let the mind just start to release. Have a sensation that the body is like an ocean, the breath is like a wave, and the mind is just kind of floating on that softness. Allow the body to be the water. The inhale is a rising energy, the exhale, a softening, releasing energy. See if you can notice the breath as it moves in through your throat, through your chest, through your belly, into your pelvic floor, and then back out again. And let all of those areas be equally soft. So soft in your throat, soft in your heart, soft in your belly, relaxed in your pelvic floor as that breath comes in. And on your out breath, stay really quiet, really relaxed on that out breath. So the more subtle our breath becomes, the more healing it is, the more relaxing it is. Continue to breathe very softly, slowly. And let your eyes be really relaxed and moist. Tongue relaxed in the bottom of your mouth. Neck muscles soft. Now having a sensation that you're breathing with your whole body. So the breath is starting to move out. Can you sense any breath in your hands, in your feet, in your arms? Imagine every cell inhaling the breath in all directions and exhaling the breath in all directions. The skin relaxing, the muscles softening, receiving the breath in all directions and releasing the breath in all directions. Being very present in your whole body as a relaxed witness to the process of breathing. Watch your body breathe, observe it. Notice every subtle movement in the body and allow the body to simply be and float on your breath. Every inhale, feel expansion, opening through the heart, collarbones broadening, upper arm bones broadening. And as you exhale, that sense of softening. And then finally, settling into the space of your heart with your awareness, and let your mind drop into the space of your heart. Feeling fully present in a very relaxed way. Noticing this home base. Noticing safety. Coming back to home base again and again and again. Take a few more moments where you are to enjoy this breath. I'm going to share one little reading before you come out. This is on appreciation, parigraha. The universe is an ever-renewing, infinitely creative field of possibilities. Abundance exists around us all the time. Yet we often keep our vision so trained on the tiniest speck of reality that we block the flow of this unlimited potential in our minds, hearts, and lives. We declare lack and focus on what we do not have, instead of affirming plenty and giving gratitude for what we do have. Such limiting beliefs and narrow perceptions cause us to suffer. They also perpetuate the experience of deficiency. But when we remember that the wellspring of all resources is inexhaustible, we place ourselves into its loving stream, and we receive an outpouring of goodness, joy, beauty, opportunity, support, guidance, and creativity. The consciousness of appreciation, aparigraha, magnifies our happiness. Regardless of our material possessions or success, we cultivate this state of mind by acknowledging all the blessings around us and recognizing opportunities for growth through every circumstance. In this way, we eliminate greed and covetousness and move closer to the source of true fulfillment. We recognize spirit as our constant storehouse of supply. So take a moment now, notice how you feel with this extended breath practice. Hopefully you're still awake out there. You can let your breath get a little more conscious, a little deeper. Small movements at first. Try not to rush. We don't want to kind of disturb what we just created. Take your time. When you're ready, make some bigger movements. Roll to your side, and we'll come on up in your own time into a seated posture. And then take a moment, sit up tall, find those sit bones, let the sit bones drop as the crown of the head reaches up. And we'll bring our hands together when you're ready. Couple more soft breaths, receiving the breath rather than grasping at the breath. On your next exhalation, let's go ahead, bow the head to the heart. And thank you so much, everyone. Namaste.